Morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we can see CTRM gapping up this morning here. Still don't know what the news are or, you know, really what's going on here. Clearly we have a higher day here. Right here for $4.23. It's a pre-market high here. Okay, so we're gapping up all the way to here. Next level on the daily here will be $4.99. So we gotta pay attention to that. Let's see what's happening because it's getting a little extended here, pre-market hours. $4.99. It's gonna be the first one I'm gonna watch here. Looking okay so far. Gapping up here with seems like a lot of momentum here. So I'm gonna be watching the news. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna read the news here. Wanna know really exactly what's happening to have a better idea of why this thing is moving like that. And it says so. Let's see here. Earnings per share went down in this one. Q3, 47 cents down from 17. At least this is the headline. So we have a $953,000 down from 1.143 million year over year. So this is not pretty good news here. It's moving, getting a little momentum here on the pre-market hours, but according to the news is not too great. So I'm not really going to rush into buying this stock, pretty much because the losing revenue and sales on the third quarter here. So I'm still gonna keep it on watch, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I am going to jump into it. Just want to see what's going on. And again, I'm gonna just type it in here. Okay, so let's keep moving here. I'm sorry, I apologize. I got distracted for a second. I had a important text message that I had to reply to. So my apologies. I don't usually let that kind of stuff distract me. But anyway, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this stock here. Although it's moving higher, guys. Keep in mind that the news on this company is not good news, right? So um, it might spike right out of the open. It might spike right out of the open. But I seen this played out many times already. That when the stock has bad news, it spikes about 40 to 50 cents sometimes, and then it just rolls over to the downside. And okay, so that's my main watch here. Again, it's probably going to be a little bit of a short sell restriction on this one. I'm still scanning here, see what else is moving on the pre-market hours. Um, Probably gonna be also I'm gonna watch RC, and they're gonna change the ticker symbol to EN1 RC, and they changing the name on the Nasdaq in the next couple of days, and this is because the name of the company is changing. Let's see. I'll put that one. Also watching ACRS. So let's see that one that you just posted there, MNK. Um, yeah, it's hitting the 50. Let's see here, healthcare sector. Um, 259. Well, it's happening a. Let's see here. I want to see where it's located. Oh wow, it's actually moving pretty fast here. So I'm gonna take a look at the daily here. Oh, it's moving. Has a pretty interesting gap all the way to 259 though, around that area. So it might be interesting to see. We have a dollar move here that we can take advantage of. Um, got 5 minutes to the open. First day of school for my big daughter today. So pretty interesting. Then yesterday, the little one started yesterday. So pretty interesting. Kind of hard to let go though, but pretty interesting. All right, so over the 423, I think we're gonna break the pre-market highs here on the 423. We might spike on this company here again. Next level 499. We might have a push all the way to there and roll over. I'm gonna most definitely be watching that. If I can't, depending on the spread here, depending again, big if, right? Because I just don't throw my punches like that. There's a lot of gurus that out there, they make a lot of, you know, sure they make 10 to 15,000, $20,000 all in all paper with this low floater stocks. It's all great in paper. That sounds like really, really fun and good, funny business, right? And great stuff. But the problem is that when you look at the spread, you actually think about how they got in and exactly where they got in and where they have the executions. Because if the spread is 20 cents and you buying let's say 1,000 shares for you to make some money, you're already down by $400 or $300. See, the problem is that we having a little bit overextended move here on CTRM. The spread seems to be okay now, only 3 cents, but the problem is that the next level here is 499 on the daily. And if you look at 499 and then the next level we have on the daily, we have a pretty huge level though, 560 and 960. So 560, let me put a trend line here. Give me a second to answer the question there. 560 and 960, right? We are really, really close to that resistance, and the $5 resistance might end up being a pretty hard one there. Um, so, what can I say? Let's see what happens here. The thing is that we broke the pre-market, getting a little bit extended price here. For me, I'm gonna be watching it right out of the open. We might be able to extract something on the opening spike, and but you gotta pay attention to the trend here, because again, it might spike. You gotta be able to take the trade out right away, and run with whatever you have. OPGN as well. I'm gonna be watching OPGN though. OPGN. Let me just write it down over here. OPGN and ACRS, RC, and what else? MNK, as you type thing. I like that one. It's moving. It's moving okay. Do you still think? Well, it might fill the gap on MNK though. There's no resistance there, so it might run now. Obviously, hope is not a strategy, so we can only do us so much with what we currently have. And again, you got to play the price action, hoping and praying. And yes, the next level will be filling the gap all the way to 259 around there, but you cannot just buy and hope that it's going to fill the gap. You got to play what you have in front of you. Yeah, at the beginning, to be honest with you, that's most of the people right now or today is going to be paying attention, at least for the first couple of minutes of the market. CTRM, right? It's going to be a lot of people paying attention to this thing. It might spike. You see the spread now is getting to 10 cents as the market approaches the open a little bit. We got 3 to 10 cents, 7 cents. So the spread is moving up and down a little bit here. 5 cent spread. So 5 7 cent spread up and down just like that. So let's see what happens here. Again, I'm gonna be paying attention to the spread. I just don't want to jump in and then I'm down an amount of money just because. So let's see if we can jump over the 450, hitting, breaking. Okay, Opening spike here. This thing is probably going to move pretty quick though. Again, it was your opening spike. But this thing is probably going to move really, really quick. My pop over the $4.65 here. Again, next level will be $4.99 if it gets there. There you go. All right. So I took some out. Meaning I took a small trade there, and I already took everything out. I just wanted to go for a quick scalp because honestly, that's what I was expecting. A quick pop right out of the open and then a rollover. I oftentimes I see this stuff. They open right out of the open, and the spread wasn't bad at all. It was just 3 to 4 cent spread, depending on the market maker and the that you were watching the exchange. But oftentimes this thing happened. So if I can extract some, a couple of cents here there, I'll take that all day long without an issue. But again, oftentimes I see this thing just something that just spikes up, right, and then just rolls over. I doesn't really mean that it's not gonna get there and then it's not gonna move back up there again. I'm not saying that at all. It might go right back up, but again, if I can extract the trade, and here we go again, new higher day, 490. If he breaks 499, 560 and 960 are the next levels on the daily, so he might run. But again, I'm already up a little bit. Took somewhat a small trade here, hitting the 490. Five higher day. MIK moving higher as well. MIK. Higher day is 5. 4.99. $4 and 99 cents was the next level on the resistance there on the daily. You broke it by 1 cent, having a small pullback here. If he taps and breaks over the 5, we might see it run over the 560 again, which is the next level. Being close to the 550, I guess 550 will be an area that people will be taking the shares, selling their shares. At least for a micro pullback around that area, if we can get back in there again. Here you go. There's a quick pop here. Whoa. Whoa. Look at that wick here. That's pretty interesting. God, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Look at that wick here. This is really stupid. And I'm not saying like while he popped, he just reversed. All of a sudden, just reversed down to $3.90. If somebody was in with a stop loss there in expectations to the pop over the $5 resistance that we had, they got they got taken out. They got taken out right away. Yeah, so right now there's a huge range. If you look, it went right to the low of this candle here at 390 as well, right from the open. We had a quick flush and push up 390 the low, 390 low here again, the same thing. So it's amazing how this thing flushed so quickly that you couldn't even see it happen because the pop was too quick. OPGN on the move, 438.13, a 16. OPGN, OPGN. Amazing, amazing here. That flush here on that 1 minute candle. There you have it, guys. So far, what I was expecting out of this stock, it's actually happened. Quick move to the upside for a quick scalp and then a rollover to the downside, as I've seen this play out many times. Now, I'm going to be paying attention to it, obviously, because we can get right back up in there. And the spread is really not bad. But again, I seen this play out many times around already. And this whipsaw here with this range, I don't like it at all. Yes, fast sellers or maybe one huge seller, uh, one or the other. But there were some sellers there. The problem is that prior to popping up over the $5 range, that resistance we had on the five, when five was still high a day, and had that little pullback prior to pushing over that level, he had a quick flush, right? So prior to breaking out, he had a flush. So anybody that was with an order, stop limit order at any level there to get fill in expectation to the pop over the $5 move, got taken out on that flush if they had a stop sell limit order as a stop loss. And so they got taken out on that flush to 390 to then, and it happened in a second. It's something that you can't even compute because my eyes didn't even notice until I saw the wick. And mind you, I have a couple of different things here happening, and I was looking at TC2000 and thinking that something was wrong, and then I looked at all the two platforms here, and all of them, same thing happened, including Thinkorswim and DOS. And so in it happened, the same thing happened here. So it was not a bad computing error by TC2000, because you can see that wick there. So people that had a limit order, or I mean any order that they had set up prior to or in expectations to the breakout of the $5 level, got really, that got taken out if they had any, I'm saying again, that was if you had an order with a stop loss order out there, you got taken out prior to the breakout over the 5. Again, because that happened so quickly, and there was just in 1 microsecond, it just hit those stops, take the money out of those people's pocket, the traders' pockets right there, and just run with it with a breakout over the $5 range. So that's what it did there for people that had the stop loss orders there. And this is one of the reasons why some people recommend to have, and again, I say some people, I don't necessarily agree or disagree, because it depends on every different scenario. Every trader is different. But I nor agree or disagree to having a stop limit order for your stop loss, because it helps sometimes when you cannot be consistent selling where you have to sell, where you need some device to help you with that. But the problem is that when you send those orders to the market and those orders are pending to or open in the market, if the price hits those levels, market makers oftentimes, and most of, well, almost always, they can see those orders where the people haven't set up, right? So this is the reason why you see this flush here, people with orders out there, fishing orders, some people call it as well, they got taken out, and then the price moved in the directions that they were actually expecting. If any of you guys like this stream, please give it a like if you don't mind. That way YouTube treats me, the algo treats me a little bit better, and I appreciate that ahead of time. Still watching the move here. Long wicks. I really don't like it too much. But again, that was the expectation since the beginning. Quick pop right out of the open. The news aren't so great, to be honest. That's the thing. They lost sales about from 900,000 to 1.1, well, almost $300,000 in sales. So the news are not so great, and you can see long wicks here. But again, I seen this thing play out so much that that's what I was expecting: a quick pop and then a rollover to the downside. It's doing okay, just flagging right now. To be honest, it's trading on a range if you look at it right now. So it doesn't necessarily feel like it's doing great nor so bad. At this point, I don't see any type of entry other than just waiting for a retest of that 5 minute candle. At least for me, on the low of $1.47 here. Let's see if we can get close to that area. Maybe it rolls over from there and goes right back up to the high of that 5 minute candle here being 169, and then you have a nice range here, like 17-cent range from those levels. But for me, I don't see no clear entry here on MNK. As of right now, best thing for me, in my personal opinion, I let it run to see what it really wants to do, because I don't see a clear entry for me with kind of low risk. Right now, you can see that he tapped the 147 and he broke it. Right now, sitting on went to 145, sitting on 146. So no clear entry so far there. Okay, so last week for me, last day of the week was red day. Yesterday was a red day. Today so far, I'm okay. Not the biggest day, but still green, and it's somewhat a decent move. I was able to extract from that one there. Again, I try to watch the spreads, because the thing is, if I jump in and I need to sell right away, I'm gonna be like, by the time that I just go into stock and then I have to sell, I'm down 10 cents just by buying it. And then you gotta really think about all those people that when you see, and like, the thing is, it's so easy sometimes to sell a story to people. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody here, but if you're not watching the market and you're not live to see what the spread is and all that kind of stuff, and then you see a YouTube video of somebody that was able to make $30,000 on a trade, when you saw that if you don't know that the spread at that time of the day was 30 cents from the bid and the ask, I mean, I'm guessing you guys understand what the spread is, but if you don't know that there was 30-cent spread on that stock, and that person is telling you they made whichever amount of money they made on the stock, you wouldn't really know if that person is telling you the truth or not, because you're just watching a YouTube video and you believe in anything that this so-called guru is telling you. And the reason why I'm bringing that stuff up is because well, that happened yesterday. I watched a YouTube video of somebody else, and they were saying something about a stock that was moving yesterday, and I found it to be pretty not so true, to say the least. OPGN on the move, OPGN. Because I know that, okay, nice pop here. 20-cent pop 1 second here. OPGN on the move, OPGN. OPGN. Nice range on the daily on OPGN. Decent spread. So what I was saying is that if you're not watching the market and you don't know that the stock has a spread, for example, if you look at OPGN right here, you're gonna notice here that there's a pretty big spread, right? So we're talking about 23-cent spread here. This is something that I wouldn't even touch, right? But there's gonna be somebody. I'm not saying any names here, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody on YouTube later saying that they made $10,000 on OPGN today with a 20-cent spread. But if you're not watching the market at the time that the stocks are moving and playing out, you wouldn't know that the spread is so big, it's almost impossible for you to trade the stock, right? It doesn't really matter that it's moving. It doesn't matter that it's moving. The air moves. Throw a stone to it. Let's see if you can hit it. Like, the air moves. If a stock moves, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna make money on it. The spread is so big, it's almost impossible for you to make money on it. But there's somebody gonna be out here saying that they made $30,000, $10,000 on the stock. Yeah, how did you do that with 25 to 23-cent spread? Somebody comes around, watch a YouTube video, they don't know anything about trading, they haven't watched the market, and now they think, oh my God, this guy is the beast. This is Superman here. Let me just follow this guy. He knows what he's talking about. He made $10,000 on a 30-cent spread stock. Yeah, but if you didn't even watch the stock move, you probably will be fooled by the story that the person is just telling on a YouTube video. All right, so we got a MNK coming right back to 156, 160 here. Still trading on a range. MIK, MIK, MIK. MIK. Next level MIK on the daily. Let's look at it real quick. We got the 50, 468, 868 today, 862 on the 100. And moving higher here, please give me the price. 691. We're too close. $7 range here. The next high of is $7.13. So we got at least a 20-cent move here on all the way to $7 on MIK. MIK. There's a reason why screen time is so important, guys. Screen time is very important. Let people fool you guys. Telling you stories on YouTube. In paper, everything sounds good. But it's not the same thing as trading a stock as just making a story about a stock. I'm gonna be watching YouTube later on. I'm gonna try to find out somebody talking about OPRM later. Pretty sure I'm gonna find somebody talking about it, making God knows how much. I mean, what was the stock that I was just watching right now? OPGN, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was OPGN. Oh, yes, exactly, OPGN. Yeah, it's moving higher, yeah. But if you look at the spread, it's like, yeah, somebody, there's no way. There's no way. I'm really not trying to talk badly about nobody here. I'm just saying, guys, just watch out for yourselves, guys. Because there's always going to be somebody with an agenda out there trying to tell his story and pretending they some the Superman of trading. Mike K. First red candle coming right back up. Watching the 1 minute time frame here. Still watching OPGM, making somewhat of a, I don't know, it's still trading on a range, but it's making somewhat of a little pennant here in the 2 minute time frame. Let's see what's happening here. The NDP is dropping. I'm watching on the daily. The stock right there. Just wrote it down for you over there. We have a shooting star formation here on the daily today on BASI. Probably going to pull back in the next couple of days. It was a pretty decent move in the last few days. So let's move at 70% to the upside. The last few days, 70% is actually pretty good. I think it's probably due for a little pullback. So watching MIK here. Higher day, $6.76. We're printing $6.74. I think we can break that level. Might go all the way to the $9 area here. MIK. Still watching CTRM. Still watching CTRM. Scanning the market. See LCI here popping on the scanner. Nothing's going on LCI. It's not looking too well. LCI not looking too good. Just it's popped up, but nothing that I can work with there. There's no level that I could use. Nothing at all. Still watching the market, seeing what's going on here. I'm gonna be popping up here again on TC2000 scanner. Let me just jump in here. See if somebody is actually moving. To see if I can find something that is actually moving. Okay, we got 675 here. 675. I think we have a nice level all the way to $9 here. Although it's not really a lot, but 20 some cents. See the 50 simple moving average here on the daily, sitting today right at $6.91. And then we have a high of 715, 713 actually, 713 on that high of that prior day, 713. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go all the way to there. Obviously, we got some resistance on the way there. We got the 50, and then we got a holdout area here on the way there. Just right now, we're just flagging. MIK just flagging here. So watching the scanners here. Running the TC2000 scanners right now. Nothing's popping up. So watching here, see what's going on. Trying to find something popping up real quick. I'm just gonna watch this slow mover here, but I'm still gonna watch it. AD&T. AD&T, you're still gonna watch it. Slow mover, but I'm gonna watch it. See what it does. And it's AD&T. AD&T. Watching CTRM here, but I think, I don't know. As I told you at the beginning of the stream here, this is exactly what I thought it was going to happen. We might end up having a secondary move on CTRM, but so right now, this is exactly what I was expecting. A quick pop and then a roll over. Exactly what I told you guys right at the pre-market hours today, and I was actually expecting that. Oftentimes, you see this thing happen. Exactly what happens. I'm sitting so far somewhat okay on that trade right out of the open of CTRM. Other than that, I'm still looking for something else to trade. I think CTRM might have a secondary run. Watching the flag here on MIK. And also watching CTRM. MIK and CTRM. Put a CTRM here. I got CTRM. It's right here anyway. You guys can probably see it too well. Oh, this is the problem. Got this one with a 1 minute time frame. Here's CTRM. Here's the reason why I'm looking at it. To be honest, I'm paying attention to it. I think it might end up having a secondary run. If you look at the trend line here, this is what we're printing. And so it's getting a little interesting here. Let's see what it's gonna do. And as you can see here, MIK keeps on moving higher, slow, but I think we can go all the way back to closer to the $7 area. We got a $7.13 high here. Although, again, you have to keep in mind that we have the 50 simple moving average sitting on $6.91, which I'm gonna try to put a mark here for you so you don't forget it. 691, and I'll put a trend line here. The color I'm gonna change. 691. Put a green color here, something that you guys can identify. If you can see it, it's actually 691. I don't know why it didn't give me that 691 here. Okay, so 691 resistance here on the 50. You can see this little flag here that it just formed on the 5. Small flag here. We just kind of getting out of that little flag formation area here. Then we can see that move all the way to the 9. And again, it's gonna be slow mover here, but next level here will be $9. Also watching AD&T. AD&T is moving too slow though. That I don't like too much, but at least it's been consistent, and he just printed a bull flag on the 5 minute time frame on AD&T. CTRM might end up having a secondary run, but for some, to be honest with you guys, you need to watch the view app here. The view app is sitting at $4.28, getting right over the view app here on 5 minutes on CTRM. That candle has to close. But I'm watching to see what it's really going to do. It's just going sideways here. If we print this pennant here on the 5, we might end up having a nice pop. Now, I wouldn't be expecting way too much out of it. Same thing that I told you guys in the beginning. I was just expecting a quick pop and didn't roll over. Right now, it's just printing, having a sideways price action here under the view app. So I'm not expecting any pop like all of a sudden, but I'm watching that pennant here because if we can break out of that one and get over the view app, we might end up having a quick pop, and we might even go right back to the $5 area. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's like it's gonna happen 100%. It might happen because anything could be possible, but I wouldn't be so positive and say like 100% is gonna happen. MIK is getting right back up in there, printing 164, but I noticed that it's been inside of this range since the open, and the high of this candle here, 169, hasn't been able to get right back up there yet, and it's moving really, really slow for a low price stock. The volume seems to be not too bad because I see like on this last 5 minute candle, it has over 200,000 shares traded on that one candle on the last 5 minute candle. But still, it's moving so slow, turning inside of this range, so close to 155, which was the resistance there. That honestly, I don't feel too comfortable about that one. I really don't think I really don't know if it's really gonna run or not. It's just taking too long for it to move. See a small flag on the 1 minute on MIK. Moving really slow here, but again, guys, it's a slow mover, but at least it's been a little bit consistent here. Hitting that little bit of a resistance here on the 5 minutes, we can see this candle just hovering around that high of that prior 5 minute candle here. But I think that, we can still go to the $9 area here if it moves with the ranges that we have on the daily chart. The only thing is that on the 15-minute time frame is being a little bit consistent, and we have like you see the stepper uh, move up on the 15, and so I think we might end up like we are actually due for a little pullback only in the last 15-minute candle we have moved almost 10%, right? And so I think we are due for a little pullback that which will I'll be expecting a little micro pullback, at least a little micro pullback around the $5, I mean $6.91 area, which is the 50 simple moving average here on MIK. And the next level will be the $7, and we got a 713 on the daily, but still I'm saying we are at least due for a little micro pullback here because uh, we can see that standard 15-minute time frame range here with this nice stepper uh, candles. So there you have the first 15-minute time frame candle here printing a red candle, which is hovering around that resistance of $6.91, which is the 50 simple moving average. If we can just push over that next level here and just not hold on here, but go to the next level will be the $7 area. 713 will be on the daily. So far so good. A little bit of consolidation on the 5, and we can see that it seems like the trend wants to just keep going higher here. You can see a couple of buyers at $6.93 as well. A couple of sellers as well here trying to put some offers out, 694. So let's see here. I see somebody putting an offer here, a 9,000 share seller here at 694, 695. So I think we're gonna pull back here. We got 9,000 share seller at 695. 9,000 share seller at 695. And we have a doji here, first red candle here on a 5 and 15 minutes. So 695 again. 691 was really the resistance here in the 50 simple moving average, and it's obviously $7 flat was resistance on the daily for the whole dollar area resistance, and we got 9,000 shares seller uh, offer at $6.95 here. You can see if it gets absorbed and we keep moving higher. So far, we just had a little micro pullback here. $6.98. Slow mover were consistent and the pattern was kind of clean. Again, it was just because of the flag there and using key levels of support and resistance out of the daily chart. Oftentimes, in paper, low floaters are great and stuff, and but sometimes slow movers give you a little bit of a better um, risk level tolerance for people that don't are not really familiar with trading fast moving stocks. AD&T guys as well moving higher. AD&T, AD&T, AD&T. I told you a couple of minutes ago we had a 5-minute bull flag breakout, and although it's couple of cents stuff moving higher, but still fine, still okay. AD&T moving higher here. It was one of the things that I figured, it was a slow mover, but it was consistent on the uptrend. We're having a flush here on CTRM. CTRM coming down. Have a nice little bounce here. A lot of people might call it dead cat bounce here. So watching RLGY. RLGY. CTRM about to resume the downtrend. CLDR moving higher. CLDR as well. UOB ASI printing a first red candle on the daily. Shooting star. Right now there was a shooting star. There was now it's a inverted hanging man on the daily chart on BASI. Now it's really low volume, no volume whatsoever right now. So I'm still watching it, guys, but it has a decent level. For this type of stock, it would be kind of like something like if volume jumps in, you got to load the boat and take a couple of cents on that move and then run with it. But it's up 70% in the last couple of days, and today is the first red day. So oftentimes stocks are moving lower are a lot faster than moving higher. RLGY 493 higher day. 493 higher day. RLGY, and we got a 709 on MIK, slow mover, but keeps on trending towards the 713 as the ranges that we were thinking about. Wayne, what's up? OPGN, man, I don't like it. We talk about OPGN here. If you look at, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 comments on top of yours. We were talking about PGN. I was watching it, pop it, put it in the scanner, and then I noticed that we had a 25-cent spread on that one. I said, there's no way I'm going to take a stab on that one. Too dangerous. As of right now, the spread is not so huge, but we still have about a 10-cent spread, 9 to 10-cent spread there. And I really don't like it. It's been moving way too slow. And for that price range, I mean, that price of the stock, I think 10-cent spread, it's not, wouldn't be something that I would like to do. Again, when I looked at it, it was a 23 to 25-cent spread because it was moving kind of faster. That's when you could see all those spikes all the way to uh, about $8.90, something like that, around there on those candles. But to be honest, OPGN right now, I really don't like it too much. He's holding on the 50, right? But it's moving way too slow, and he's under the view app as of right now. I'm not saying that the view app is gonna be like the factor that's gonna make this thing move or not, but as of right now, I really do not like it. It's not moving so much. RLGY, let me just check something on OPGN here. Um, Man, I wish I could tell you some good news on this thing, but just looking at the 1 and 2 minute here, really, I really, this, no way I will trade this stock with the wicks that he has on that 1 and 2 minute time frame candles on the chart. So I don't know if you have any position on it. Me personally, I'm gonna stay away from it. I really don't like it too much. When I liked it, again, the spread was 23 to 25 cents. And so this is the main reason why I figured that I didn't want to touch it. So that's my personal opinion here. We can see MIK pulling back, kind of fast pullback after the shooting star formation candle on a 1 minute time frame. And that candle was 709, so we had 4 cents away from the daily resistance, 4 cents away from the daily resistance on MIK 713. Pull back right away. Hey, no problem. Any other question, just shoot it. I'm here to help you guys out on the best of my abilities. For all of you guys new to the stream, I just want to let you guys know that I also live stream at night at 8 o'clock. I go into kind of like a Q&A session and stock build up watch list at night at 8 o'clock. So for you guys that want to join the stream as well, maybe you have any type of questions that you want to go into kind of like a little bit more detail. I try to kind of go a little deeper into things now that, at that time of the day there's no active market, and I don't have to be paying attention to all of the scanners and all of the monitors and all that kind of stuff that I got going on. So for all of you guys that want to do that, you're welcome to join the stream at 8 o'clock. All right, so CISN. Still, remember, guys, I have it on watch since the last few days that we built up this watch list. And as of today, I also have ITCI, for example. Let me just write it over here so you guys can remember which stocks I'm watching on a daily. But talking about CISN, it doesn't have a lot of volume though, but I'm watching over the $7.15 on the daily because we have a nice range there, all the way up to $9. So that was a quick reminder. We making a uh, we trending really close to that resistance there on 715. If we can break that and we can get a little bit of momentum and a nice volume moving up, we might be able to go right back up in there and feel that nice. Well, we don't have a gap, but we have a nice range here on that one candle that flushed down that day. ITCI as well. We have so far today. Not the best volume, but so far, so for right now, 375,000 shares traded today, moving higher, testing the 50 simple moving average. Today, we can see the 50 is sitting at $9.98, and we're trading at $9.86, and the high of that the daily candle is actually $11.99. So we still have a nice range over these areas and the daily shot on ITCI. It's kind of like a long, quick flush on RLGY here. Wasn't really expecting that pullback like that. We're printing another little flag, small flag on the 1 minute time frame here. I really want to pay attention to a little bit more detail here in the 2 minutes. Let me just take a look at it real quick here. And see here a little bit more detail. That 2 minute time frame here. Yeah, the flag doesn't seem too clear there. This flag looks a lot better here, at least on the one. But the problem is sometimes the one is a little noise, gives you a lot of noise. We can see the small flag over here. So let's see, I'll keep it on watch here. Although we pull back really close from, again, it was like 4 cents away from that resistance on the daily when we pull back. 709 pullback. We had a break out of this flag here, a little bit of consolidation. Now there's a little bit of consolidation here in 1 minute time frame, and we pull back exactly on that shooting star formation right here. With that, wow, it's flushing down, going right back up to 691, which was um, where we had the 50 simple moving average sitting on the daily chart. This is the reason why we have this trend line right here. Market is up today almost 2%. Matt, what's up? Yeah, I remember you mentioned something about that stock yesterday. Let me go back and take a look at it real quick. You got in at what? 24 to 12. That's good. Hey, congrats. That's a good thing, man. That's a decent trade right there. That's good. Okay, we're getting a little bit of support around what we have that 100, the 50 simple moving average sitting on the daily on MIK. Slow mover here, but it's been consistent on the trend. Had that pullback here, but again, it was first same thing that I was expecting anyway. Because if you look at the 15-minute time frame, it looks really a little extended. It's it was like about 70% a move. Let's see, actually it was a 10% move, so it's 14% here on the last couple of minutes, and we had a resistance $7.13. We pulled back from 709. So SA, let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's a nice short. It's a gold stock today. The market is being up. That was a good play, pretty good play. Small, still good. you're not 100% sure about the trend and you're not convinced that things are, going to roll in your favor, going in with small positions is always better than going, head in like just trying to be a Superman, thinking that he's gonna take the bull from its horns, right? Small positions sometimes is a good way to measure way that things are moving and to measure the risk a little bit better than going full position. Even if you have to pay a little tiny bit more in commissions later, at the end of the day, if it's just five, $6 or $7 more because you want to add to your position, it's okay because that way you can at least have an idea and measure a little bit better what to do really if things roll over in the opposite position of your trade. I'm watching the bull flag printing here on the 15-minute time frame on my MIK. This is a reason why we're having a little bit of consolidation. We're printing a bull flag on the 15 minutes. Uh, if this thing can actually close this red candle on the 15 around that this area here to 595, I mean 695 and all that kind of stuff, we might be able to go back up and break the 7 again and push even higher because it seems like it's printing a bull flag on the 15-minute time frame. I want to thank all of the people, guys and gals at the stream today. Thank you for enjoying, or for sharing a part of your day here with me. And if any of you guys live in the Carolinas or maybe any of the path of Dorian storm, I hope. My pleasure, guy. My pleasure, guys. So, if any of you lives in the Carolinas or Florida or any of those areas or that's being affected, and I really, you know, hope everybody in your family, guys. Maybe you have family members that live there. Hope everything is okay. Surely seemed like in the Bahamas where it was with the Dorian storm or the hurricane or so I guess it's not just a storm, it's a hurricane. Um, is where that this thing did more damage, right? So just it's pretty sad stuff. Fortunately, this kind of stuff happens. Oh man, how bad is it over there? I haven't even watched the news. I really don't know what the trajectory is of or the path for this thing and what's next because if it keeps creeping up, chances are it's gonna come right by not too far away. And I remember Sandy. I moved like in where I live now in New Jersey. Sandy caused a lot of problems back, and I think it was like 2012, 2013, right here in New Jersey where I live. I moved, Matt, that I moved from New York to here to New Jersey about a year ago, something like that, a little over a year ago now. And where I live now, this town it has a lot of water close by, so I'm pretty much surrounded by water because I'm pretty close to Staten Island and New York, and so I'm kind of surrounded by water. And Sandy, that storm, that hurricane back a couple of years ago, did a lot of damage here in Jersey. So So I'm hoping it's not just going to, keep on creeping up, being a hurricane. If it gets close to here, that is just a little wind and maybe a little rain and stuff like that, because that's kind of normal stuff anyway. But just hope any of you guys, any of you family members, I don't really know where exactly everybody lives, but I just hope that everybody's okay. Yeah, there's some people like that, man. Some people like that. I remember exactly the same thing on back in the days in Sandy a couple of years ago. There was a lot of people in the city. The city that New York had to be evacuated, right? But there were people that they wouldn't leave their buildings, and they lost power for days, and the city got flooded. The city got flooded. And the bridges were closed. The tunnels were closed. It was a couple of things that you don't usually see around here. Yeah, but I just hope everybody's okay. See, I think I had the right idea when it come to CTRM here. Right at the beginning of the stream, I told you guys CTRM, not really good news on the stock. They lost about $300,000 in sales, and they were like year over year. That's what the news, right? So I wasn't really thinking that this thing was going to move, but I seen this thing played out oftentimes that even if it has kind of like not too great news, oftentimes it just pops up right at the open, goes 30, 40, 50 cents, sometimes even a dollar, and it just rolls over and just keeps on selling off for the remainder of the day. That's exactly what's been happening. We had a higher day of $5.28. Right now it's just $3.68. So, and then we have the 100 simple moving average on the 2 minutes sitting at $3.61. So let's see really what this thing is going to do here on CTRM. But I was right. I took a stab here and I did okay on it. And that's the only trade for me today. I was watching very close MIK and I wanted to trade it, but although I knew that the possibility was actually pretty good for a move all the way to the $7, and there was a 20-cent move that I could have captured. Uh, I just didn't take anything else. I just rolled with what I had on CTRM, and so far that's been my only trade today. But it's better than a red trade, though. That much I can tell you. And I did so much. So far, it wasn't the biggest trade, but it's again, it's better than a red trade, and somewhat it's been it was a decent trade. Nope, nothing at all. First 2 hours and first last 2 hours, like from 1:30, sometimes 1:30, most of the time from 2 to 4, and from 9:30 to 11:30 is where stocks move. If there's any kind of midday news, then you'll see stocks move during those hours. But from the first 1 hour and 1 hour and a half to 2 hours of the day is when the stocks really move, and then the last 2 hours of the day to kind of like finish up the day. But midday from 11:30 to from sometimes even 11, and again, well, we're gonna have like the busiest times are gonna start rolling in now. Now September starts to be a little bit better than summer, but usually anyway, from one first hour and a half to 2 hours of the day, the first 2 hours of the day is when you see stocks move. For the most part, the first 2 hours of the day. Not every day is the same though. Again, like you can see today, that today it was just a couple of stocks moving and stuff in the first uh, half an hour to an hour of the day, and then right now nothing's happening. Just everything is just going sideways. I've been scanning, looking for something to trade, but nothing has been moving. What I'll do is just if in the next couple of minutes, I'll if nothing happens, then I'll just close the stream for now, and I'll see you guys in the night. And I'm gonna try to use my time here to maybe write some articles and keep writing a couple of things here that I'm building up a with in regards to some things that I'm building to help you guys out. I've been asked to do it, and I'm trying to be consistent and building that stuff. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my time for that, and because right now nothing is really happening. But it's at the same time, at the same time, everything is kind of relative, right? Because it really depends what kind of strategy you're using. But some people might say that it's really, really, really slow. But if you look at CTRM, for example, right now, it's moving lower and it's just been washing out, selling off. This could be a pretty decent time for some people to trade this stock. And if they probably took a couple of trades in the last couple of minutes, and for them, although it's kind of a little bit slower, this is the time where they probably making their money. I like shorting, but for the most part, I kind of play the long side of the trend. And most definitely, I'm not gonna touch CTRM. And I'm kind of craving a coffee here. Um, Again, I'm watching CISN on the daily, ITCI as well on the daily, BASI as well. CVET is still not getting me closer to that gap over the $15. So I'm still kind of hitting myself on the head with that kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna go just downstairs and grab some cookies and some milk or something like that. Buy get the Oreos and the cookies or something. I don't know. Just get up from the chair for a second here, just to stretch my legs, because nothing is going on right now, guys. I love you guys, really, from the bottom of my heart, and I really do appreciate you guys being here with me. I really do. Like, I really, really appreciate you guys, and I want to thank you for being here with me. Look at this nice downtrend. It's TC on CTRM. That could have been a pretty nice short. For example, since it broke down that pen on the five, it's just been downtrending. It was right around $4 and around like $4.40. Right now is $3.47. So we're talking about like what? 90-cent move? Yeah, 90-cent move is actually pretty good. Not bad at all. Now it took what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus Christ. So about 55 minutes for this move to actually happen from the breakdown to now. It's about almost 1 hour. So Again, depends on the strategy. Some other people wouldn't like to wait an hour for a dollar move. I'll take that. But I wasn't trying to play it to the downside anyway. Matt, your trade on INMD. I don't know if you're paying attention to it, but now it's kind of pulling back all the way down to 26.56 as of right now. Man, it seems like CTRM is going to keep moving lower. Anyway, yeah, I got that move recorded. The pushed up and the washout. Guys, I record everything on my computer. I like recording those moves and everything. So that way I can go back and see them in detail. So, anyway, guys, I'm just going to step away from the computer for now because nothing is happening. And although I really like enjoying time with you, I want to go downstairs and eat something again. Kind of feeling a little hungry now. Maybe feeling a little anxious here. I don't know. Or I'm just really hungry. So I'm going to go get me some Oreos. I don't know if you guys like Oreos, but I do. No, I like the golden ones more than the chocolate ones, just in case. If anybody was asking or you were wondering. Not that you asked. Probably you don't even care, but I was just part of the conversation. Anyway, this is my preference. And let me go downstairs, get some milk and Oreos and stuff like that. And I will see you guys later here at night, 8 o'clock. So, love you guys. See you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to be watching the market from afar. Probably not going to trade anymore. I'm just going to take the trade that I had and with CTRM right out of the open. And I'm going to just, if something really, really nice pops up, then I'll probably take a stab. But since I'm going to just step away from my computer for now, I'm not even sure that I'm going to be watching anything happen. I'm going to go downstairs. And once I come upstairs, I'm going to try to maybe make a video recap today. And yeah, because I haven't I'll make a video recap for days now. Make a video recap explaining a couple of things on the stock OPGN and also my trade on CTRM. And also, I'm going to try to make some more informative videos in regards to reading level 2 and how to set up scanners and how to use maybe the moving averages and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be posting those type of stuff on YouTube as well. And on the side, I got to read an article because I haven't read an article. Write an article for at least last couple of days. I've been pretty busy. And so I want to thank you. I'll see you here, guys, 8 o'clock tonight. I'm going to step away from my computer, just stretch my legs a little bit and see if I can use my time a little bit more efficiently now because nothing it's really happening. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock, God willing. Thank you so much.